How Alberto got his groove back. I've been struggling on this RDL the past few weeks, ever since I became a pops, actually. But today we figured out a lot of things. I think a lot of this had to do with the fact that, like, I was doing 3 sets of this for a minute. I think 2 is something that I can better tolerate. I was doing 3 because I'm like, you know what, let's get some more practice in so that we grew the movement. But it was kind of doing me a disservice. So the last 3 weeks, I've only done 2 sets. And whoa, so much better, so much fresher. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that I just have this long torso, so a movement that's already quite structurally and just demanding. I think on me in particular, it's just extra demanding. So we did a set with 405, that felt good. Lowish, highish RPE there, left a little room, that's what I mean. And then we went for 435, good set of 4, slight pauses at the bottom. All I'm trying to do is not bounce. That's it. So not super big pauses like I was doing, say, last year, but just enough so that, hey, it's safe, it's controlled, and I kind of, like, you know, own that lengthened position instead of just bouncing out of it. After that, we did these leg presses, more glute bias leg press. Just means feet a little bit higher on the platform, which basically means just leg press like everyone else. True. Seriously, people are afraid to put their feet down, even though they say they're hitting quads. But I'm trying to target mostly glutes here. I did a higher rep set here because I was trashed after that RDL. And something about high rep squat patterns makes it so that if there is a little mental inhibition that I have going on when it comes to the heavier work I planned on doing, it just kind of, I don't know if it's the adrenaline rush or the fact that, like, after I'm done with that, I'm very warmed up for sure, but also I think I'm beat up and I'm like, you know what, give me low reps. Even though they were intimidating me like 5 minutes ago, give me low reps because it's way better than high reps, right? So yeah, just puts me in some sort of mood, even though I know I kind of take a hit when it comes to my top end performance on what was supposed to be some, like, lower rep work on this movement. So again, sometimes, like, it's either, even if it's not this particular method, sometimes I will over warm up, even if it, or warm up more than I usually do, even if it does cause me some extra fatigue, if I feel like it just makes the work I planned on doing, the working sets, safer. So that method there was kind of an in-between, but something I've used for years. I need an intermission after, like, hamstrings is the one movement, is the one body part on me that they just don't recover as well as as everything else. Yeah, they don't. So I need to give them a breather before I hit my second hamstring movement of the day. So that leg press was kind of an intermission, right? Hamstrings are not involved in squat patterns. Remember that. And then on this, no matter where you place your feet, by the way, don't go look it up, swear. And then these calf raises, obviously hamstrings aren't doing anything there. Big pauses at the bottom. If you don't pause at the bottom, like I keep saying over and over, you're not hitting calves. And in this case, on this particular day, I did 3 movements before I finished off with my last hamstring movement of the day. Just some abs. And when it comes to this particular movement, the cable ab crunch, 2 cues, cat puking. If that doesn't work for you, you've never seen it. I just think of trying to keep my pubic bone, which is attached to my hip, stable, and then I try to get my sternum as far away from there as possible, and then bring them close together again. But eventually I can't fully contract, and we get into these lengthened partials, and that's how I do abs. Here's the 45-degree back extension. So essentially, it's a drop set. I start with my hands here. When I can't complete a rep with my hands here, then I bring them here, and then finally hands to the side. So nice little built-in drop set. Yeah, that's my posterior chain lower body day. We've done every training day so far in my current suboptimal bro split. Someone said gentleman split in the comments, and I was like, yeah, I like that. But yeah, the only day that's, I guess, wasn't labeled is going to be an upper back and upper chest day, which I did record a few videos back. So just like I linked up the quads last week, here's the link to that upper body day. And that is it. And that is what I'm doing. And that's what I see myself doing, I'd say, until probably July, when training gets serious again. So, but I have an announcement for you guys. I've decided I'm not competing this year. This has far less to do with being a parent, a new parent, although that would have been a curveball. Less to do with that, more to do with other things, and yeah, but it does have to do with people who depend on me and need my not just unwavering attention, but I need to be on standby. So these are personal matters that I'd rather not get into publicly, but yeah, it hurts me because I planned on competing this year. I've never had a season where I'm like, I'm going to compete, and then I end up not competing. It's never happened. And it would have been an interesting challenge to do it as a new parent. I've always kind of added some new challenges, like to, you know, whatever it is that to the challenges that prep already has like built into it. Like I remember in 2011, I wanted to deadlift 500 pounds and run a sub 5 mile the same week. I did that. I wanted to, that same prep cycle over 12 miles in 30 minutes, which for me is like a big deal, right? Things like that. 14, I decided to do USAPO Nationals on the same week I did a pro show. They were literally separated by 4 days. So yeah, but this is a challenge that, yeah, those were all fun challenges where if I didn't come through, well, okay, cool. That's just because you set up lofty goals. And when you set up lofty goals, sometimes you come up short, but you learn from those things, and it shows that, you know, you're willing to put it out there. But this is one of those things I'd rather not play with. So I'm going to put it on hold this year. I wanted to get up there with you know, Dirk, with Brian. We wanted to do really well. And we had these like dreams of like, hey, let's finish 1, 2, 3 in the lightweight class at Worlds, right? No disrespect to the competition out there, because that could very easily be spoiled. But hey, you got to set lofty goals, right? Yeah, man. So I'll have to live vicariously through them. And then on the bright side, I do get to compete next year potentially with Jeff Alberts. We haven't shared a stage since 2014. And then Eric is probably going up. We haven't shared the stage since 2007. His first show was my first show. So I have that to look forward to. But I guess in the meantime, I better get to work. So off season, guess it starts now. So welcome to, I guess, my off season log going forward.